just like this. Come on, little miss, and do the drift, yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Come on, baby, let's do the grift. Oh, come on, baby, let's do the grift. Take me by my little hand and grift like this. Grift, baby, grift, baby, grift, baby, grift, baby, time for the grift. It's time for that grift, baby. You know you gotta grift. Come on, baby, take my little hand and grift like this.
Welcome to the world famous Tuesday Night Grift. Oh, we got a big show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about the Joker 2 and why it hates you absolutely 100%. Anyone who says otherwise is just fooling themselves, just lying to themselves. But along with the Joker, we got to talk about Nintendo going after everybody. They're coming after you if you show off emulation on YouTube. They're going to flag your videos. We're going to talk about that. Of course, we got to talk about the Suicide Squad's newest DLC, why it is pro-communism and why you should hate it. And then if we have time, we'll hit this modders clapping back at the Agrboda whitewashing, quote-unquote, mod, and why it sets a really bad precedent. But tonight, and joining us for the grift is the one, the only, the autistic boobs herself, Mint Salad. What's up, Mint?
Hello. How are you, Frog Tony? We are two frogs on a lily pad together, hanging out on this Tuesday night.
And it is good. I'm doing fine. It was a little rough earlier. This this diet is really killing me. It's really.
Oh damn. Don't die. It's a diet, but you don't have to take the die part so seriously in diet.
It's die tea, which means die Tony. But no, I came off of eating 5 Big Macs. I don't care what John Malin says. John Malin says, "Oh, I wasn't on screen eating the Big Macs. He'd only see my hand that there was fuckery about." But no, I ate those, and my body was like, "Hey, I like food. I remember food. I want more of that food." And so I got to train it back into the diet mode.
That's what happens if you eat a lot while you're trying to shrink your stomach. Because I've been cutting back on how much food I've been eating, and my stomach has shrank. So, like, if I gorge myself, I always end up like wanting more food afterward.
So dealing with that, I just ended up going to bed at like 7 o'clock yesterday. I was like, man, I can't deal with this. I know I'm gonna snack if I don't sleep. Because if I sleep, I can't snack unless I get up in the middle of the night. So I do chain myself to the bed. That way I can't get out and snack in my sleep. But it makes it tough to get up in the morning. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's been going good. But we got a lot to grift, so we're going to get into it. We got some people that are supposed to join us later. We'll see as they filter in and out. We're a little loosey-goosey around here with this new veto-less grift. Despite stealing his song, we played that. I got a request from last week. Last week, people were complaining. They said, we didn't play the veto version of the opening. If you're going to steal his show, you got to steal everything. So we went ahead and played the opening. Just for you, special complainer out there. You know who you are.
Perfect.
So hopefully you're happy now. But no, we got a lot of things to get to. Now, let's hit this Nintendo topic first, because this is interesting, to say the least. It's something that... Man, I thought that this is a long time coming. A lot of people are going to be mad at me, my opinion on this. But obviously, I'm against emulation. I've always been against emulation. I don't think that people have a right to video games. I always think that, it sucks that you can't play an old game, and it sucks that it's too expensive, but it's not your right. So it's always weird that people would commit crimes, because it is illegal, despite what you guys might think. It is illegal to emulate. And then, put it on the internet. So let's find out what's going on here. Before we get to this, Mint, any thoughts on emulation? Pro?
I will say that emulation is inferior to having the console in front of you. In the past I've played Pokemon games, like DS Pokemon games, like on my phone using an emulator, and it's not as good. Like like there was a point where I was playing oh man, what's the version with Giratina? I was playing that, and I got to the point where I was almost getting the freaking Giratina, and then the save just broke, and the emulator just broke. So I was like, man, this sucks. I hate this. So I'm against emulators as well because they generally don't work well.
There are a lot of emulators that either don't work well. There's issues with people getting viruses and stuff because they're not exactly legal, right? So you're going into the back alleys of YouTube, the back alleys of the internet to try to find ROMs and stuff. I know there will be people that'll say it's not a hassle, Tony. It takes a little time, a little effort. You'll figure it out, but oh man, it's so much easier just to own stuff, just to buy things with actual money. And way back when I was a teenager, and I was loosey goosey on the rules, and I was like, yeah, I had the full Nintendo catalog on my laptop, and I'll tell you, I didn't play 99% of those games. 99% of the games I emulated, I had them downloaded. I shouldn't say that. Nintendo's going to flag me. My friend had emulated all of them and downloaded all of them, but I didn't play any of them. It's like you see them and you're like, oh man, I want to play these old games, and then 10 minutes later, it's like, no, I actually don't want to play any of these. It was a nice idea, and it was a waste of an hour getting everything set up. But after that, you're just kind of like, fuck, I want to play some regular games, some real stuff.
Yeah, I just wish I had like a console in front of me, Yeah, I get that.
It says Nintendo is now going after YouTube accounts which show its games being emulated. Quote, I am being specifically targeted by Nintendo. Well, maybe you shouldn't have showed off some emulation. Says Nintendo is famously protective of its intellectual property. It has a history of suing content creators who it feels have overstepped the mark. It isn't shy about suing slightly bigger fish either. However, its latest move feels particularly heavy-handed, as it has issued a copyright strike against a YouTube channel that reviews emulation handhelds. Retro Game Corps, in case you didn't know, is an excellent channel with over 500,000. Wow, already biased time extension. I don't know the channel. I don't know it's excellent. You're telling me it's an excellent channel? I will say they're basically reviewing handheld emulators and giving their vote of confidence, like, oh, there's a good one. Go out and steal Nintendo's property because this one does the job good, right? I can see why Nintendo might be, a little offended by that.
Yeah. I mean, they're losing potential sales over emulation.
That's the weird thing about it, right? Because when it comes to modern games, a lot of people go, well, if it's a modern game and you emulate it, obviously that's stealing. You shouldn't do that's wrong, right? Most people agree to that.
Yeah.
The older stuff is where you kind of get into this weird area, right? And a lot of people don't realize when games are made and the contracts are signed, they're signed pretty specifically. Like, this game is going to be available on the Nintendo, right? And so back in the old days, before we knew there was going to be a Nintendo Switch and a fucking N64 and all that, before we knew there was going to be further consoles, when Nintendo just made the fucking Nintendo, they really didn't realize there was going to be a future, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of those contracts were signed in a very particular way. So when people go, well, you could just, why don't just Nintendo just re-release them? Because they don't own the rights. They don't have the rights. And so it's really hard to go to companies that either are defunct or now huge corporations themselves to go, hey, that game that we made like 30 years ago together and put on the Nintendo? I'd really love to put that on the Switch and then charge like a nickel for it because it's a really old game and like 10 people want it. Oh, what? You want me to pay you $100,000 so I can? No, I won't do that. We just won't let anyone play it. How's that sound?
Yeah. I mean, I go to GameStop and they don't sell PS3 games anymore unless you go to a kitty corner. No PS2 games. So how are you going to play games when they don't even sell them anymore if you want to play old stuff and you don't have it? Or you have to go to eBay and everybody's like, oh, this is $1,000 for this game or something. And it's like, I mean, I see the argument for emulation, but also I just don't think it works well. And it's a better experience to have like the console and to go and find a copy of the game you want to play. Because like then you'll like have the experience, the OG experience what the developers intended to. You know, get a CRTV actually. Get like one of those box TVs, find one from the 90s. I guess flea markets work too.
Yeah,
They do have those.
CRTVs are a funny beast because not too long ago I seen a thread on Twitter where someone was taking old images from like NES, Atari, and stuff, and was showing that they actually were made to work on a CRT. Like if you show them on a modern TV, right, if on an HD TV, they don't work right. They like they smooth out in a really weird way, and so the graphics don't look correct. But because of the CRTV and the way that it works, like the graphics were specifically designed to interact with the CRTV in such a way to give you a better looking thing and like the blend of colors and stuff. So it actually like watching it on a CRTV is actually not only the correct way, it's like the proper and only real way to see the experience as it is supposed to be fucking made. Right.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I said, the older stuff, it's just sometimes it's just held up by rights. Let's Fester's Quest is a perfect example, right? Fester's Quest is old NES game. Now you have to go to the company that owns the rights to the Addams Family in order to re-release. Nintendo cannot just re-release it. Like there's people like just really you can't. They can't. Their hands are tied, guys. They literally can't. If they wanted to put Fester's Quest on the Nintendo Switch to make it available, or even to sell new copies of it, they have to enter in a new agreement, and they're not going to spend a ton of money so 3 people can play Fester's Quest, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make financial sense.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, I wish it was just as easy as the law would just be like, hey, after 30 years or something, like boom, anyone could just make the copyright runs out on the game, anyone could just re-release it, like they do with movies and stuff. All right, so it's an excellent channel with over 500,000 subscribers. So again, that's a lot of subs that you're telling, hey, how to emulate. Which covers many different retro gaming systems. But its main focus is modern-day portable devices from the likes of a Yanio, Anirbic, and Retroid, which are capable of emulating classic games from yesteryear. As you might imagine, many of these systems run games from consoles like the NES, SNES, Game Boy, N64, and even Wii U. And the channel's video do a great job of showing off how these titles perform on third-party hardware, helping consumers make an informed choice. How to make an informed choice. That's like saying if you had a channel that was showing off where to buy the best drugs, like, hey, these are drugs and I tested them and they're really good. You're like, yeah, it's not surprising that they, flagged the channel.
That's true. Yeah.
However, Russ, the channel's owner, has recently had a video taken down at Nintendo's request, which relates directly to emulation of its products. It does appear that my worst fears are true, that I am being specifically targeted by Nintendo. He says in a statement posted on YouTube, my Wii U video was taken down, and I received another copyright strike, even though this showcase video was no different than all the tech demos and reviews I have made on this channel previously. That's not really a good argument. It's like, you can't flag me for this one video because I made a whole bunch of other. Oh, shit, now you're going to flag the other ones? Thanks. Thanks.
Real quick. Are there any like fun games on the Wii U? I remember the Wii U being like the least popular console when it came out, and almost nobody I knew had a Wii U, and I never got a Wii U. Who the fuck wants to play a Wii U game?
True story. I almost had a Wii U, but I didn't realize that a Wii U was a separate thing from the Wii. I thought it was a peripheral because it had the big screen, and I was married at the time, and we were in like a Toys R Us, and my wife at the time, she's like, oh look, they got Wii U's here. She's like, do you want a Wii U? And I didn't even play the Wii, right? So I was like, no, why would I was like, I don't want a Wii U. What do I want a Wii U for? She's like, well, because it's here, like it's the new thing. I'm like, yeah, but I don't play the Wii, right? The kid plays the Wii. It's like they don't. I was like, they don't need this peripheral thing, this extra like Wii U second screen. And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. And we never got it. And then I found out later that it was like a separate console. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even realize it. Like that, the market that was so bad, and I thought it was actual, just like a peripheral, like a second screen peripheral thing.
You just attach it to the current Wii.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was like a controller, like a big screen controller for like specific games and stuff.
Yeah, the marketing was kind of on it. You know, I think a lot of people I knew during that time who had Wiis and Wii U was out, people just kept their Wiis. You know, I know a few people who still have their Wiis.
I mean, the Wiis themselves. I have a Wii, again, because the kid had it. Didn't really play it. I played. The only time I played it was when the kid was like, "Hey, come play Wii with me," right?
Yeah.
And we played Wii for like 20 minutes. I was like, "All right, that's enough of this garbage. Let's go play the PlayStation because that's got real."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, Russ says that he's considering filing a counterclaim under fair use, as the video was for educational use, transformative in nature, and had no effect on the market. It was a demonstration of a console no longer for sale. Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that educational does not count doing illegal acts. Like I can't show you like this is how you break into someone's house, right? Like, it's an educational video. Like,
this is how you make cocaine. Like,
yeah.
but you like show the exact steps and where to get all the ingredients and how to do it, and like showing you doing it. Yeah, it's like the same thing, you know. And then it's educational.
So I think it might fail on that grounds for being fair use.
Yeah,
being transformative doesn't matter because if it's his content, the transformative doesn't matter, right? It's not like he's using a video of someone else. That's when fair use is like if I took Mint's video and then talked over it or like EFAP'd it, that would be transformative. But if it's my own video, transformative isn't a defense. So I don't know how this guy is a 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel and he's like he doesn't even realize like the basics of fair use. But having no effect on the market, again, that doesn't matter if you're demonstrating something that is illegal. Same thing with the console no longer being for sale. You can't just be like, well, the Wii's not for sale anymore, so I'm going to show you how to emulate Wii games. It's not how that works.
People buy Wii's, just not through Nintendo. Yeah.
However, he says he is, quote, reluctant to open that can of worms with a multi-billion-dollar corporation, as the next step would be to file legal action. No, the truth is he's reluctant to open that can of worms because he knows he would fail, and it's better to complain and get time extension to write an article and then have a bunch of people send him money because they feel bad that Nintendo bullied them. Right?
Yeah.
In the short term, this means that Retro Game Corp will no longer be showing Nintendo games during its videos. See, so Nintendo got what they wanted. Bullying works, guys. As Russ notes, this is a shame because I love using those games for my hardware demonstrations. He adds that he is now going through the videos I'm working on and blowing out any Nintendo game content as a precaution. Even innocuous content like NES. How is that innocuous? Again, it's their fucking IPs and stuff. You can't. This will naturally have an impact on his output. Poor Russ. He's the real victim in this.
Yeah.
I know this is disappointing news, but now with 2 strikes on my channel, I don't really have any other choice except to adjust accordingly. It's got to act accordingly.
Oh my god, he's gonna move differently.
Blinded, Brea, what's up, Blinded? You weighing in on this issue?
What's up? What is this? Is this the emulation still?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's Nintendo. They got the ninjas, and they're gonna fucking take people out.
Yeah, but do you think it's right? What's your take on this?
I mean, we had this debate before. I mean, I feel like personally, I don't.
Yeah, but
really
this isn't
care.
that they're not going after emulators. They're going after people showing off emulation on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, some people, like, they take it kind of further, right? Where they're showing like Switch games, like brand new games emulated, and then they go wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the camera, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a little bit fucked up. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people who like I won't say any names, but like there's big YouTubers who are like, oh yeah, don't emulate the newest Switch game, and then they're playing a fucking Switch game on their Steam Deck. It's like, come on, man. Like, I don't get those people, but
I don't believe you unless you name names because I don't watch big YouTubers. So you're gonna have to name.
well,
at
okay,
least
I'll
three.
I'll say, well, the one person who I just feel like is a massive hypocrite is some ordinary gamer. He was the one who was doing that quite a few times. He had
I
like
know of him.
Xenoblade. Yeah, Mudahar. Yeah, he had like Xenoblade like days before the game came out, and then he was like trying to like chastise Nintendo, and it's like, hey, wait a minute. I mean, you were playing a game that's unreleased on your Steam Deck, so
Hmm.
I mean, come on, man.
I know our RGT with 85. He did the same thing where he basically was getting games early and stuff and emulating them for reviews.
Yeah, or some of these people they get the game early and then they dump the files online, and then I mean that's what's been going on with the Switch, right? I don't think it's fair, to be honest, because then these same people are criticizing Nintendo, and it's like, yeah, but you're stealing from them and you're also playing the games and then criticizing the games, but yet you're beating the games, and like, I don't get it. I don't personally get it.
I just think that it's not a necessity, right? You don't need like you can make an argument like if I'm starving, I should be able to steal a loaf of bread because I will die. I will literally die if I don't eat food. So stealing bread is my only option. I can see the argument for why it's okay, right?
Right.
But when you go, I really just want to play this Nintendo game that I can't afford, and I go, yeah, but you won't die if you don't, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think I mean, out of all the companies, Nintendo does technically put out their older games more than other companies. So, I mean, yeah, not all of them, right? Like the ones that are super expensive, like GameCube, they're gonna remaster them and package them for like, full price. But I don't know. I don't really personally emulate, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But there is some older games where I'm like, yeah, I do want to play that game. I don't have the hardware for it, so it's like I either have to wait until there's a remaster, or yeah, I have to do it illegally. But I don't know. I'm not like gonna like chastise people if they want to emulate. Like, I don't really care.
I will chastise lots of people. Because that's what we do around here. That's part of the grift. Editor's note, as Russ notes, this is the second strike from Nintendo on his channel. The first, it's worth pointing out, was related to his coverage of a device which allows you to dump Switch games to your computer. And it's easy to see why coverage of this device brought the channel to Nintendo's attention. Should Nintendo be able to file a copyright strike on this content? That's another question entirely. I think, again, depends on what he shows. If he shows anything that is Nintendo's IP, whether it's a one screenshot, right? That would be enough for Nintendo to be legally within their rights. Like if he didn't show anything, just the device, and it was just like lines of text that Nintendo didn't own, like it said like dump here, and you push the button, it's like this is what you do. Look how easy it is, dump here, right? Then Nintendo would just have to sue him directly, and they shouldn't be able to copy strike the video though, right? I think that would be the difference. A lot of people don't realize this, guys. You're 100% not legally allowed to stream games. Okay. Legally, that is a copyright violation. Companies let you get away with it because there would be such a massive backlash. We've seen it with Nintendo, where Nintendo was copy striking people for a long time for playing games on YouTube and stuff. Because it's and I'm pretty sure like the older games obviously don't have it because in the user agreements, because there was no online, right? The idea of a YouTube, but I'm pretty sure the newer games have it in their terms of service and their user agreements. Like you're not allowed to stream it, or technically you don't own it, right? Because you're only licensing the game, especially with like digital downloads. So there's a lot of like weird gray areas. But again, companies just let you get away with it simply because if they didn't, it'd be public outcry and backlash, right?
Right.
Yeah, because
I mean,
again,
it's also an entire culture, right? It's like,
yeah.
I mean, but all the consoles allow you to share and stream stuff, right? So
Yeah, like the PS4 has an option to stream directly to
Yeah.
YouTube.
yeah, the PS5 does too. Yeah.
That's why it's weird because again, there's so many technicalities because the idea that you own the game, right? You're like, well, I own the game, I should be able to show it. But then that same metric doesn't apply to movies, right? You can't just play a movie
No.
like, well, I own this movie, I should be able to just play it, right? Like for everybody to watch me on YouTube, watch it. No, you can't.
Right.
So the same thing actually applies to all media. Just like songs, just like I own this cassette, I'm not allowed to just put the music on YouTube, right? I get struck.
Mhm.
And you go, well, why? Well, because I don't actually own it. I don't own the music. So technically, because of the public display, right?
Right.
Like, I
I
can
mean,
sing
that's
Happy
also
Birthday.
redistribution too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's a little different because of the like a movie you watch is a passive, like a game you play, it's more of an active thing. So you're not
Right.
really redistributing it when a game, but it is the public
Yeah.
display because, like I said, like Happy Birthday, right? I can sing Happy Birthday in my house and I don't have to worry about it. But if I go out in public and sing Happy Birthday, they will send me a cease and desist and they will 100% sue me for the rights to the Happy Birthday song.
Hmm.
Right.
Bruh.
It's because of the public. They own the rights to the public use of Happy Birthday. That's why if you go to like a Applebee's or something, they don't sing Happy Birthday anymore. They will get sued. They literally sued the Boy Scouts over Happy Birthday.
Huh. Man, I never even knew this about the video games that it's against their terms because I always thought like video games when you watch somebody play it, they're doing things different than what you would do or another person would do. So it's like you're watching their individual experience. And if you like that game and you want to play that game, you're more likely to buy it knowing what the game entails so you can play it a different way than what you saw. So I always thought like I didn't know they actually had a rule against that.
Yeah, like I said, it's a weird legal gray area because again, arguments because what happens is you have big YouTubers who should go to court, right? They've been struck by Nintendo or other companies, right? And when the precedent should have been set when they got struck, when a Markiplier or a big YouTuber like a PewDiePie gets struck, they should take them to court and they should just 100% like we're gonna fucking settle this once and for all, right? Are you allowed to stream games? Yes. As long as you talk over the game, you're now transforming it. It's now legal. You know, it's been decided in court. No more gray area, right? But they don't. And so that's why there's always going to be this, well, maybe, yes, I don't know, not sure type thing. Says, do you think Nintendo was justified to be chasing after YouTube accounts showing emulation of its older systems and games? As Russ notes, the Wii U is no longer in production and its online store has been closed down, which means Nintendo no longer makes any more from the console whatsoever. Again, that doesn't, like, I can't just start producing old comic books that haven't entered public domain yet, right? Like, oh, they don't make any Superman 67s anymore. I should just be able to print out my own Superman 67, right? Because it's not available anymore. Can't buy it. You know, DC doesn't make any money from secondhand store sales, so why do they care if I just reprint Superman number 67? See how that argument sounds stupid when I say it like that? It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
However, there will be some who argue that these emulation handhelds, which often come preloaded with hundreds of games without paying the copyright holders a single penny, are legally dubious at the best of times, and Nintendo is well within its rights to try and shut down any outlet which promotes them. Whichever side of the fence you sit on, it also begs another question. If sites advocate for hacking systems to help preserve games and Nintendo shuts them down, what does that mean for the state of game preservation? No one is like, they always throw that in like, no, see, actually, we're not stealing, we're just preserving. No. Preserving would be just do it and you put it in a museum somewhere. Like, look, I preserved them. They're in a museum for people to see them. They can go and play the kiosk and stuff, right? That's
I mean,
not
technically, Nintendo does have that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
so you don't got to worry about it, right?
Yeah, just go to Japan and go to their museum. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the thing is like most of these Wii U games are technically on Switch. I mean, the only like major one I can think of that's not on Switch is Star Fox, and that game was shit, but it would have been better on Switch because then you didn't need the gamepad. But I don't know. Yeah.
All right. I think we're done with that. We're done with the emulation discussion. I think we did a good job. We did a good job pissing everybody off by going, hey, we hate emulation. You guys should stop stealing.
The experience just sucks. Like honestly, it's not as good as doing it with the console.
Oh no, not Suicide Squad. Oh fuck me.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But back to what Mint was saying about it not being the same. If you do not suffer with your hands aching from the corners of a fucking rectangular NES controller digging into it for hours, then you don't deserve to play NES games, right? None of this rounded off. I want you to get that big square controller that was like digging into your sides as you tried to play games. And what was Nintendo thinking with that?
Jeez.
All right. Rocksteady's newest race swap character for Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, is a quote ethical thief and communist. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but
what's a ethical thief?
They
Robin
steal, yeah, Robin Hood, yeah.
Oh, they steal ethics?
So,
no, they steal. They have a moral code, a moral compass. Like I'll only steal from rich people, or I'll only steal from bad guys.
Oh, ethical thief. Okay, that makes sense.
Like they're ethical in their thievery. Like they're thieves, but they have a code of ethics that they follow.
Okay, yeah, like Robin Hood, like you said.
All right. Rocksteady released new information on the latest race swap character for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, revealing that Zoe Lawton, aka Lawless, is a so-called ethical thief as well as a communist activist. Oh man.
no,
People are really upset about this.
Hold on. Isn't the Suicide Squad bad guys?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they're saying that communists are a bad guy.
Yes.
yeah.
If they're saying communists are bad guys, then and it's communists on a bad guy team, I don't care. They're being portrayed as bad guys.
I couldn't have put it better myself, more succinctly. But yeah, I don't understand why everyone's upset. You're playing bad guys, and they're going, the bad guys are communists. You go, okay, so what's the issue? What's the problem? Are you just not
why are
allowed
they
to play as
upset at a
communists?
game? Why are they upset at a game that they're not even playing? It's fucking dead.
Well, nobody's playing it. So.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck? Like,
The other thing is, even if they weren't bad guys, let's pretend for a minute that they're not bad guys. That this was a team of superheroes. This is the newest member of the Justice League, and the character is a communist. So what? What is it? Are we not allowed to have diverse characters with different ideologies, different things? I mean, Green Arrow is pretty communist in the comics. If you actually read them, he's pretty much a socialist, and he's pretty, like, hey, the big companies are screwing over the little guy, and that's why he protects the particular area of the city that he does, right? So again, it's a video game. It's telling a story. Just let it be. Like you could like, I don't agree with this, so on moral grounds, I won't play this. But to be mad and be like, no one should be playing this because do they think like kids are gonna play this and go, man, communism is cool because that one character from the Suicide Squad game was in it, and now I'm a communist, guys.
There are other things that'll turn a person into communist before a video game. Look at the modern American college system. That'll turn them communist before this freaking game will.
I mean, there's so many games that do promote communists though. Like, so I don't really understand. Like, what's the point of like? It's just a shitty game, so they want to dunk on it more. But it's like you're beating a dead horse. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see articles about Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean? Like that game had some communist underlying to it too. Like there's whole like lines and dialogue. But
that's a good game, so it's okay.
Yeah, I know. No.
What's even funnier is how they added that this was a quote unquote race swap character. We talked about this the other day, but in DC Comics themselves, Deadshot has been portrayed as black several times over, right? Depending on which comic, which issue you're looking at, he's been portrayed as a black man in older comics and newer comics. There's a white Deadshot. There's both a white and black Deadshot at one point. So it's not. I don't know if it's a race swap per se. It's more of a Deadshot's whatever we want at the time, and at this time they made him a black guy. Also, I mean, she could be half white. We don't even know who her mom is.
Mm.
In a blog post to promote the game's third season that went live at the beginning of this month, Rocksteady described Lawton, aka Lawless, one of Gotham's newest and most ethical thieves. Lawless is determined to use the skills of a master criminal that her father taught her to redistribute the wealth in her hometown. Oh shit!
Seems like what a commie would do.
Oh shit! What the hell,
Aaron, what do you think about this? Are you pro or anti-communist, Aaron? I know you're Canadian, so you're probably socialist, but how do you feel about the communism?
I thought you had a headache, man. What the hell?
I do have a headache. That's why I'm not doing it. I do have a headache.
That's why he's not sleeping. Yeah, blinded.
I can be on
What
a
the
panel.
hell?
I just don't feel like hosting a show tonight.
What? I could have hosted your show tonight. What the hell? No, I'm joking.
Well, so what I was thinking about this? Well, for one thing, I don't play this game anymore, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's crap.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crap.
but what do you think about communism? Are you pro or anti-communism?
Anti.
Yeah.
Why did you
anyone
say
with
it like
brains
that?
should
Like,
be clear anti.
yeah, but you said it in a way like you weren't sure what we thought. So like was that
Yeah,
the
I
correct
don't-
answer? Saying anti, like anti.
But like she steals from the witch. That's what she does. So is that what it says?
Yeah, like Robin Hood.
So what? She's Robin Hood. So
Yeah, she's
okay.
Robin in
What,
the hood.
what do people rather have? Gentlemen ghosts steal from the poor and give to the rich, right?
No,
Glenn?
no.
I mean,
Very
Gentleman Ghost
good.
would have been a better character for this
Yeah.
game, but they picked Lawless. Like this looks so uninspiring.
It's just
Oh
like
my
the first
God.
time to use DC ever used Zoe Lawson in some way like this because you always perceive
Like
it as a daughter
outside
of
of the
Deadshot.
comic.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't read DC comics in some time, so I don't know
It
what they
seems
do.
like it.
Yeah,
The company adds she's sending a message to the people of Gotham that they don't have to live in fear of the city's out-of-touch elites any longer. And her method for spreading this message is to live stream her heist for her adoring fans to see.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, she's a live streamer.
How the fuck would she? How would she be live streaming her heist to not get arrested?
Well,
'Cause the
who's
cops
she even
would
live
look.
streaming this for? Like
Yeah.
half of the fucking planet is dead in the game. Like what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
who's watching that shit?
yeah.
I would imagine that she's live streaming it not on like YouTube, but like on the dark web. You know, they live stream shit on the dark web all the time. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I assume I've been told through movies and other media that the dark web like has like executions and stuff like you could watch.
Mm.
I don't know if it's true. I'm just gonna assume it is and never
What?
find out.
Like what? Come on, what's worse? Her being stealing from the poor and giving from the rich, giving to the poor, or her father being a murderer, assassin? Come on, like.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, she's supposed to be this ethical thief. but
Yeah.
her dad is like an immoral, like corrupt fucking.
Yeah.
villain. Okay.
Yeah, but they're not mad about that. They're just mad that she's communist and you get to play as her. From there, it confirms that Zoe is the daughter of the game's Deadshot, and she does not come from an alternate reality or dimension. However, it explains how she became a communist criminal. Having Deadshot locked away allowed Zoe to see the realities of life in Gotham, away from the rich, comfortable life that her father's crime had provided for her. While the privileged class in the city were growing richer than ever, the common people were suffering, unable to afford to live in a city that was their home. Isn't that pretty much all of Gotham all the time?
That's
They're
pretty much
always
Gotham.
super
Yeah.
corrupt.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like 90% of the villains are either
You
like,
ever heard of the Court
yeah,
of
you know,
Owls?
Gotham really sucks because we're like poor, we just can't afford nothing.
You ever
and-
heard of the Court of Owls? You ever like Gotham is corruption? It's like the most corrupt city in America, like in the DC.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Once Zoe's eyes were open to this injustice, she knew she had found her calling, using her talents as a
Uh-oh.
thief for some aggressive redistribution in Gotham. And so Lawless was born.
How did they not use the opportunity to use woke? I mean,
Oh, because that was just a quote from the thing. We haven't got to the actual.
We'll see if they use the
editorial.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, like most communists, it's all a lie. She's actually motivated by her own personal gain. Rocksteady revealed, but when Brainiac invades Metropolis and word gets out about the advanced alien technology he's brought along with him, Lawless is unable to resist the allure of the heist of the century. By grabbing as much of this tech as she can and selling it to the highest bidder, just think of the good she'll be able to do back home. That doesn't sound like she's like he goes, she's only doing it for her own gain. But then literally like, hey, she wants to sell this stuff so she could use that money to help people, which is the opposite of her own gain.
She's doing both at the same time. She's trying to be.
No, I think
like,
he's just
virtuous.
confused. I think John Trent here is just trying to dunk on her, but like he literally doesn't understand. Right?
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that like make her hypocrite?
I mean, to be
Kinda
honest,
like-
this would align with the poor writing of the game. So.
Wouldn't that make her a
makes
hypocrite
sense.
selling to the highest bidder? What if the highest bidder is like, it's basically the highest bidder would be the witch, wouldn't it? Like, people
Yeah.
should steal it
Yeah,
from?
Or, like,
it wouldn't make her a
corrupt people.
hypocrite because she would probably be selling it outside of Gotham. Like she doesn't care about what happens outside of Gotham, right?
Yeah, but like,
But there's
Gotham,
still.
yeah,
But
Gotham
this
is
is
bad,
the
but
DC
there's
universe.
There's other cities in DC that are pretty bad too. Like Metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she doesn't care about those other cities, Aaron. Like I only care about my city. Like I want the people in my city to flourish. Like
Jeez.
Doctor Doom, right? Doctor Doom doesn't care about other cities being poor. He just wants to help
Well,
his people,
countries, yeah.
right? So as long as Gotham is benefiting, that's all she cares about. So it's not a hypocrite. It's just she just has different morals and values than what you think. Rocksteady then stated the biggest unexpected perk for Lawless, however, is the anti-gravity tech she has been able to plunder from Brainiac. After a little repurposing, she's found that she can manipulate gravity at will, allowing her to pull off daring heists she previously hadn't dreamed possible. And the ability to fly clean over Brainiac's forces doesn't hurt either. So I got to stop right here real quick because I was listening to a stream the other day and I was fucking disappointed in Ethan Van Sciver. Okay. I know I don't say that very often, but I was disappointed in EBS because he was discussing Stiltman and he didn't understand why Stiltman had stilts. Okay. Stiltman is a second story man. Ethan, if you're watching, if you're listening, he's a second story man. Back in the old days when people used to, live in apartment buildings and then you would have to like climb the outside of the building to get into the second story, third story windows. Stiltman was like, hey, if I just had stilts that could just pick me up, I could just go right to the second story window and then reach in and steal people's stuff like that. That's why he has stilts.
Mm.
I know it sounds stupid, but that was like the idea. Like, hey, if I could just go up to this building, raise myself up, and then go into the window, and then go back on my stilts and come down, like no one would realize. Like, how did he steal from the third, fourth, fifth floor? Right? Like he would get away with it. Right. So, I mean, he is retarded, but that was the idea. And the fact that he didn't know that is very, very disheartening. It just proves that Ethan's a DC guy through and through. He's not a Marvel guy.
Mm.
All right. I think we're pretty much done with this. Let's go over the character. Like, I don't really care about the characters' details and stuff, but the fact that they're mad, just the fact that she's a communist, guys, and that's very upsetting to them. They can't have that.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even need to worry about this game because apparently it's going to be dead by like the end of the year. Because the rumor is this might be the last season, which is
I thought it
crazy.
was dead.
It is dead, but I mean, like they're gonna pull support for
Kill it.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
I'm surprised
of
they
this game
released this.
before. When did this game come out?
February.
Yeah.
This year?
Yes.
And it's already being pulled.
Yeah. Because I
Wow.
mean, it's doing pretty bad.
It's bad.
Mint, have you heard of a game called Concord?
No. Sounds
Well-
familiar.
Came out?
No.
It came out and it got pulled 3 days later
Yeah.
For what?
for being
took
so
it off.
bad.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so bad that they're like, we're just gonna kill it.
Yeah, no
Right
one was
now.
playing that shit, so they
Oh
just
God.
pulled the plug.
Guy who likes Heelys, we don't usually talk about the chat, but the guy who likes Heelys says, see, if she was stealing from the elite Democrats or whatever, they would be jerking off about it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just added that, like the rich in Gotham are Democrats. Gotham is a Democratic city, not a Republican city. So boom, she's stealing from the Dems, guys. She's stealing from Hillary herself, from Hillary.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. now we got to talk about the greatest movie of all time. The movie that hates you, hates me,
Oh
hates all
no.
the people. Joker.
I'm not watching it. I
Full-
refuse to
Folie-
watch it.
I think
Folie,
that's
dud.
smart. That's very smart. I think I should have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we would have never had like 2 streams back to back
That's true,
ranting about the
blinded.
movie.
So spoilers are going to be abound if you haven't seen this. If you care about actually watching this,
FYI, don't
Who
even
cares
watch
about
it.
watching this?
Yeah, don't watch
All
it.
I've seen is just negativity around this movie.
It's a
deserves
boring
it.
movie. It's really boring. So
Yeah.
well, I
If you
thought
want
the
to
first
fall
movie was
asleep,
boring.
I hear.
yeah, I have mixed feelings about the first movie, but I mean, it has some decent scenes
The
in
first
it.
one is more superior than this. Like
Yeah.
1,000%
Yeah.
superior.
Wait, so Tony,
Yeah, but-
you saw this movie?
Yeah,
Oh
unfortunately.
shit.
Unfortunately.
Okay, that's a first. Okay, yeah. I
Well, 'cause
thought you
I'd
would
seen the
skip
first
DC
one.
movies.
I usually do, but I seen the first one on was it HBO Max or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Because my dad's like, "Oh, you gotta watch it. It's really good." And so I watched it. I was like, "No, it's not. It's not." I didn't like it.
Right.
It was the king of comedy. Basically, he just
Yeah.
parodied a bunch of other movies. So the first one works, and again, it doesn't work like a Joker movie. To me, it's not really a Joker movie, right? Even the first
Yeah.
one, it's more like, hey, we just kind of slapped the Joker onto him
Yeah.
in post, right?
Right.
But people seem to like it. It made $1 billion, and they poured a dump truck full of money up to Todd Phillips, and they said, "Hey, do whatever you want for the sequel," and he did. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got full
This
control.
might either be, I mean, I think it might be a troll job from the sounds of it, of what's coming out recently about this movie. It's like they gave this man $200 million and he said, "How can I fucking burn this shit?"
Yeah.
Literally a Joker move. He just was like, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, just set the money on fire. It's fucking nuts.
But the whole thing, it's weird to do that. Does he expect to keep getting work after this, or do you
Well,
think
I
this is the
mean-
end of his career?
I mean, he made so much money off the first movie because you got to understand, right? Warner Brothers didn't think the movie was going to be profitable. So
Nope.
they didn't have a lot of stake in that movie, and they pretty much gave it to him and, a few other producers. So they made so much money off of that. Like, it must be fucking insane. And so they wanted a cut of that money, and that's why they gave, they sunk $200 million into it. And I think he got like 20 million up front. It's fucking crazy. I mean, he already was making way more from the first movie, but jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have made even more money. I mean, if he made a good movie, he would have made even more money. But
The
I
thing
can't
is,
believe the guy who brought us Starsky.
Yeah, well, they do get a percentage.
Borat, The Hangover.
Yeah.
They do
Project
get a
X.
percentage from the box office. So the more
what
money
box
they make in the
office?
box office, the more money they'll get.
well, I think also, what it could also be too. He wanted to make a really bad movie to see how much money it could make. And if this movie made $1 billion, then yeah, it would be a total.
It'd be a
troll
Joker
job,
3
right?
of that.
Yeah, but again,
Blinded.
that doesn't answer the question. Do you think his career is over? A major
after
Hollywood
this?
studio offered him.
No.
If it's a troll
Ryan
job, if it
Johnson's
comes out,
career is still going, and he did
Yeah,
the
but
Eight
Ryan Johnson
Hours.
didn't.
But he's
made
a
good
genius
movies after.
director.
That's
He
the
is.
thing.
He's a genius director, though. He just was
But-
fucked over by giving Star Wars 8.
I mean, Ryan Johnson did make Knives Out, which is definitely
Yeah,
a good
great.
movie.
Glass
So what I'm
Onion,
saying is-
Knives Out, Poker Face.
And
Mwah,
he's doing the
beautiful.
third film for Knives Out.
when it
coming
comes
out
to
soon.
but when it comes to Star Wars, unless you can prove that he was purposely trying to make a bad movie, he made a bad movie, but he
Right.
intended to make a good movie. Blinded is saying that literally Todd Phillips was trying to make a bad movie, right? And if they could, if
Yeah.
Hollywood studios go, we've given you full control and you purposely tanked the movie, why would another studio go, yeah, no, we can trust you. We can trust that you're not going to screw us over like you did WB, right?
Well, I mean, that might just be between him and Joaquin Phoenix or like some producers, right?
Mhm.
Because it's
You
like
know,
he
people are
probably.
going to know it. It's always, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many stuff. There were so many articles Monday and Well, today's
Today.
Tuesday, but yeah, fuck, it's crazy. Like, yeah, it's only been the start of the week, and there's all these articles about so much shit about the movie. It's like
Yep.
they had problems with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga seems like was cut out of the movie, and she's upset. Then you have like stories about how this entire movie was really Joaquin Phoenix's idea, which is like,
Yeah,
what
in
the
a
fuck?
dream.
Like, yeah, he had it in a dream, and then it was also like Todd Phillips was like pretty much ignoring James Gunn, and he didn't want to have nothing to do with James Gunn and
Yeah.
DC Studios.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It would take calls.
yeah, and then it's also seems like, yeah, in these articles there's this weird narrative that Todd Phillips just didn't give a fuck. And it seemed like he wanted to fucking troll the audience and troll Warner Brothers and see how much he can get out of this. So it's like, I really don't know. This is gonna be like one for the books. Like, this is gonna go down in history.
Yeah.
Like, but it just, I really think that again, Joker 1, I think, made a lot of its money based on the anti-woke backlash. Because remember, when it came out, there was a lot of articles. Oh, this is gonna like embolden the racist, the sexist, the
Incels,
anti-woke
yeah.
crowd, the incels are gonna love this. And so then a lot of the anti-woke people are like, oh, we got to go see the Joker. This is our movie. We got to stick it to the wokies and prove them that, you know, whatever. So I think there was a lot of that, right? Like, so it made a bunch of money. But I think Todd Phillips definitely was like, oh, the people that like the Joker, they didn't understand the movie, right? I'm high on my own farts. So the people who like the Joker are liking it for the wrong reasons. So now I got to like shit all over them to let them know, like, no, actually, see, he's the villain. He's an idiot. He's just a fucking dumb shit.
But I mean, but the thing
I
is,
just like
like,
it, right,
who the fuck was like walked out of Joker and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the fucking Joker and start fucking mass killing people? Like,
Have
who
you
the
been
fuck are these
online
people?
lately, Blinded? Because there was a ton of fucking people who were fucking.
I know, but
like,
not a ton of people to make it a fucking $1 billion hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the average person. Like, it's a small minority of people.
I do agree with Blind. I think Todd Phillips did make this spite because the article came out today say, yeah, Arthur was never the Joker.
Yeah. I mean, he also seemed like he was alluding. It was like he was throwing these like messages, subliminal messages before the movie. He's like, I'm done with DC, and you know, Joker's not a master criminal like the comics.
Mastermind,
Yeah, and all these different like weird quotes, and people were like, what the fuck is this? And what does this mean? So it was him just being like, you know, smiling and laughing at the audience, right?
Yeah, but who's the audience that he was smiling and laughing at?
I guess everybody.
All those
who paid
people
a
that
ticket.
like the Joker, right? And the people that
Or
like
anybody who
like-
paid a ticket, I guess, at this point. So that's what it seems like. He just has a disdain for comic book movies. I mean, he said it himself like 5 years ago.
Then why did he do it? Money, yeah.
money.
Well, so
You
like
answered your
there was
own
a
question,
quote.
you're like, why do you owe money?
I don't think it was because of money. He says the reason why they made the Joker is because you couldn't make a movie in Hollywood without it being a comic book movie. And so
That's not true at all.
Yeah, it's not true, but you know, that's what he said, and he was like, well, I'm going to make a comic book movie and make it a quote unquote serious movie, right? It's like a comic book movie only in makeup, right? But in reality, it's a quote unquote real movie. And I mean, he was technically right. It did win an Oscar. It was nominated for Oscars. It made $1 billion. So he felt like, oh shit, like I just pulled the biggest troll job ever because the Academy just gave me a bunch of awards, and the audience, they went to go see a quote unquote real movie. So I don't know. He seems
Yeah, but
just
he
like
could have continued and made another real movie that continued the message of the first, right? The idea that
maybe
the mental health isn't really taken serious. People are often overlooked. He could have further explored, you know, the city's reaction to the Joker and things like that.
Yeah.
Instead of just like,
Yeah.
oh, he thinks he's the Joker, but he's not really the Joker. But maybe some of this stuff is true,
That's
but
the
maybe some of it isn't.
Tony.
yeah.
Tony, in the last movie, clearly at the end, he embraced the Joker persona. In this movie, right off the bat, he's not Joker anymore.
Yeah,
right?
he's not Joker.
No,
which
but
is weird.
they said it wasn't even in the first movie. He embraces being the Joker because he
Yeah.
is the Joker.
because he is the
Yeah.
This
Joker,
one-
right?
In this one, they're telling you he never was the Joker.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
Thought
what the
that
heck?
he was
Right,
the
and
Joker.
that was our problem with the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck happened in the first movie then? It just contradicts the first movie.
Yeah.
So this is why it's bad. It's like I could totally see why someone can walk in, watch this movie, and be like,
And
"What the fuck?"
the singing parts in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Like
the song choices are just bad.
yeah.
Dalish says, unfortunately, this movie was made to punish the people who liked the first movie. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
I really think that they're like, hey, you shouldn't have liked that movie. You liked it wrong, and I'm gonna teach you a lesson for liking it wrong.
Like the
It's
mom.
got 33 on the tomato meter for reviews and 31% for the fans. So the fans and the critics agree.
Man, this was an expensive fuck you to the fans.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, David Zaslav took the fucking massive L.
Yeah. Then he did a fuck you to the Dark Knight trilogy by including that little scene at the end. Spoiler
Yeah.
again,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
plan on seeing this, but at the end, some guy shanks the Joker or shanks Arthur, I should
Arthur.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he cuts scars into his face,
Which-
a la Heath Ledger's Joker. So I guess now we know how he got those scars.
which by the way,
doesn't make sense, Tony, because we see Harvey Dent in this film.
Well, it doesn't
Yeah,
make
it's
sense because the
obviously
guy's
not.
still too old to be the Joker anyway, because
right.
Bruce Wayne is still like a kid.
It's
Well, he's
actually
not. It's
revealed-
not Heath Ledger's Joker, but
Yeah, it's revealed,
and-
Tony, that. Oh, go ahead, Blind. But
oh yeah, I guess you're gonna say what I'm gonna say is that
Yeah.
it's been revealed that the original Joker movie at the ending, the Joker was supposed to actually carve a smile into his face, just like Heath Ledger. The only reason why it wasn't in the movie was because Christopher Nolan was working at Warner Brothers at the time, and he caught wind of this idea and he told them not to do it.
yeah, he vetoed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they put it in this one. But again,
Yeah.
because he
it's
wasn't
actually
at
Universal.
Warner Brothers because
Yeah,
he
he works
left.
for Universal now.
Yeah,
Todd Phillips in a Q&A after the premiere basically acknowledged that that it was supposed to be tying it into the Nolan, that was basically Heath Ledger's Joker.
well,
I know
I
it
mean,
still
that
doesn't make
doesn't
any
matter.
sense, but that's what he
Yeah.
said.
They don't use Harvey Dent because we see at the end of the movie with the bomb, you see half of Dent's
well, we
face.
don't even
like-
really see his face totally blown off. It's just like kind of like a couple of like, almost like glass or like rocks hit his face. It really wasn't like he was the Two-Face. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the
but
Dark Knight.
Still,
Yeah, it's
I just think that the whole thing was a waste of time.
no, I
really
agree.
was.
I agree. Like this movie was very painful to watch, and I only watched it just to like confirm that it is a bad movie at this point, right? Because that's what everybody was saying. I do think it has some interesting elements, but they're elements that were not set up in the first movie, so it just seems really confusing to be like, oh, now there's this persona of the Joker that it's like a split personality. It's like, where was that in the first movie?
It wasn't really established. I guess you have to
No.
go back now and go, well, maybe what you're seeing is the split personality taking over. Like, I guess it kind of recontextualizes the first movie, but
yeah, but even then, that's still a split personality would showcase more, right? Like it would, like again, I know this is a movie, it's not reality, but if this is trying to mimic reality and try to be serious, you probably should visually show that there is a split personality so the audience would know. It's not like no one in the first movie really believed that.
well, there
Where
couldn't
was
be a
that?
split personality either, because typically with
thanks, TJ.
associative identity disorder, right? Dissociative, you have a disassociative state, so you don't know. Like he knew what he was doing as the Joker, so that doesn't make it a split
Right.
personality.
Yeah, he was conscious of what he was doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
he knew what he was doing. Yeah.
So it doesn't work on any level. It's just like, well, I guess some of it was delusions, but where does the delusion end?
And yeah,
not-
where does it
And now
Yeah.
in this movie, it doesn't seem like it's delusion. It seems like it's more like fantasy. Because delusions is like, right? Like fantasy
Right.
and delusion is a little bit different.
yeah, because
right?
in this movie, the musicals are all in his head.
Yeah.
And he's not really the Joker. I mean, he's only the Joker when, and that whole part I didn't even like too, where
Yeah.
he decides to represent himself. It was like, what purpose did that even serve? Like, at that point, did he know that it's over and he's just gonna make a mockery? But it's like he really didn't make a mockery. He just kind of like showcase that, oh no, he actually hurt the one person that actually kind of did like him. And it's like, I don't know. And to say that he had any sort of empathy or sympathy for people is really weird. Because
Well,
that's
all
not
of it
in
is
the
weird
first
because
movie
he's
at
not the
all.
fucking Joker. Also,
Thank
if he was
you.
gonna
Thank you,
if he was
Tony.
gonna represent himself, right? I thought the idea was he would represent himself and basically show that yes, I'm the Joker. I committed those crimes, but you created me, so it's really your crimes. It's really you who are
Society
responsible for
created
what
you.
I
Right.
did, right? Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
society
exactly.
angle of like, yeah, I did this, but
That's-
it's because of
that's-
That
you.
would have been
That's the
more
Batman
interesting.
lore, right? That's Batman lore. Society
Right.
created Batman, and society created Joker.
Right.
Perp, what is your take on this little movie, Raptor?
What take? What exactly?
We're
I
talking
just
about,
got here. I
the
was
Joker
not
2.
listening
Joker
to the
2.
show earlier. I was prepping for the hurricane.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
This is more important. You should have been listening to the show.
I know. That's why the minute you DM'd me, I threw everything in the pool. I said, "Screw it. All right, let's go." What is it?
Joker 2. Have you seen it? And what are your thoughts?
I have not.
Damn, what? How did you not
Good.
see it? What the
Yeah.
Save
fuck?
yourself. Save yourself. Save your
I've heard-
time.
I've
You can
heard
use that
things.
time for
I've
other
heard things. Tony even warned me before it came out. Said I heard. He told me about the ending.
Yeah, but you
what-
usually give stuff a chance. You know?
I do, and I probably will, but just not in the theater. Not for this
Just wait
one.
till it
Fair
comes to HBO.
enough,
I
fair
guarantee you this movie comes to HBO like in a month.
No,
'Cause I
think
could- I
HBO
could
won't have
kinda
nothing to do
maybe
with this.
see-
Yeah,
I could
Netflix,
kind of
yeah.
see Perp defending this movie a little bit, just a little bit.
If it's different and weird, probably, yeah.
Oh,
It's different and weird, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see.
So it's Fight Club the musical. Not quite.
Not
quite.
really, no.
No, there's no such. Let me tell you something. If you haven't, this is spoilers. Joker absolutely does nothing. Everything he does in this movie that he looks like he does something Jokerish, it's all fantasy.
But again,
this
he's
mo-
not the Joker. You mean Arthur?
Thank you.
Anything
Yeah.
Arthur does, because it's established. Again, you could have had a great twist, right? Where he actually did do all those things, but it turns out he was inspired by the real Joker, right? Like
Mm.
then you go, yeah, I'm the real Joker. You're just the guy that you're the patsy.
Or
basically.
Tony, he could have been a joke for the whole film, and that guy that kills him at the end is so obsessed. You know how some of his stalkers are obsessed with the people they stalk and they eventually kill him? They want to
Right.
become him and they kill him. That's what
Well-
he could have done.
Well, it should have
No, but
been,
the
in
Joker
my
can't die.
opinion, the person who should have killed the Joker in the movie, spoilers, is Harley Quinn. That
That's
would have
true.
made a little bit more sense, because it's like, I get that, and I was telling Aaron this, that guy that does shank him, you do see him,
Yeah. in the
he's
background.
almost like, yeah, it's like, you know how they were bringing up that the Joker is his shadow? Well, every time that guy is in frame, he pretty much is Joker's shadow. It's like, he in the very beginning of the movie, he actually tries to kill him, and the camera is, it's blurred out, so you can't really see him. But he tries
it
to
is
swing at Arthur, and then Arthur moves away and he misses, and the guards grab him. So it was like that guy they did, foreshadow that guy, but it was done in a way where I'm pretty sure most people didn't even pick up on that. Right?
Well,
it was
because the movie's literally called Joker.
right.
I got a question about this. So, you guys say that in Joker 2, it's just established that he's in the institution the entire time. Does that also cover the first movie? Are they trying to say he was in the institution for the events of the first movie as well?
No, it's
Okay.
just the movie starts off with,
Him and Archer.
after the events of the first movie,
Yeah.
where he's in Arkham. It's been 2 years, and
So he did
most
kill
of the
those
movie-
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
that's
He
all
did.
real.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. You don't know because he's taking credit for being the Joker, but they don't really go, this is definitely the one that you did. Like, you definitely killed those
Ugh.
particular people, right? It's just like,
Well, I
you
think
might
it
have did
was.
something because you're taking credit for it.
Well, he's on trial for killing the guys in the subway and Robert De Niro's character.
And that guy he worked with too.
But he was taking credit. He was taking credit for it. They weren't like, hey, because if he did it, if he was there at the studio, right, it'd be real simple. Here's your DNA. We don't really need to have a trial. You're the guy, right?
Yeah, it was on
Right.
television.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's on
always thought
television.
in the original it was really weird how he got there to begin with. I was like, really? Like he
But-
just so happened to got lolcowed into television from a stand-up? I was like, I guess.
Yeah, but Tony, here's the thing though. The thing is, like, they still would have
There's
to
no
do a
DNA
court
in
proce-
DC. Got it.
No, they would still have
There's
to do
no
it. If this
TNA
is
in
supposed to be
DC.
realistic, they
This is
still would do a,
1980s. When was
a
DNA
court
really
procedure.
established
That's why Bruce Wayne has like 80 kids.
evidence?
Because his defense and his lawyer was trying to say that he was pleading insanity,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the thing is like, yeah, that makes sense for his case because it's like, yeah, why would he go on live TV and shoot someone? Just like total
I mean-
derangement. So you got to wonder
Yeah, but
what's
that's not
going
really
on.
insanity though. That would be premeditated. He planned it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they have
well-
to, yeah, but the lawyer's making the case, right? That's all I'm trying to say, right? But
just saying.
I mean, yeah, well, they would have to make that argument, right? That's why it would go to court. They would have to argue over that and prove that it is insanity. But the way it was done, it just like, I don't know, it wasn't very like, the whole court case was very boring because it was just regurgitating information we already knew. It wasn't like, and the thing is, it's like the one new information is Puddles was like, you know, traumatized, and you're kind of like, you don't even really need that because we could just assume that, right? It's like like his buddy was murdered in front of him, like in a fucking apartment, like, you know what I mean? Like, of course that's
Yeah.
fucking traumatizing, right? So it's like, but it wasn't for us to know. It was for Arthur to know, to be like, oh shit, actually I fucked up and now I have some feelings for people. And you're like, he never came across like he had any feelings in the first movie. It was just sort of like, you know, society, the institutions are fucking, you know, beating him down, and we're supposed to feel bad for him. But it's like,
The whole
yeah,
you
but he
get what you
crosses a fucking
deserve.
line.
Like
This is
what
the fucking
happened?
Yeah.
Joker. Feel bad for the Joker. It's like, come on.
Sounds like
Yeah,
the Last
it's
of Us
just-
2 sequel.
Like,
Well, but
you're
The
not
Last of
supposed
Us
to feel
2 is
bad.
still has an actual fucking point. I mean, yeah, I do like that game, so I'm biased, and I know people
Yeah.
are gonna fucking shit on me for it, but yeah, it's not like this. Like, this is just like comes out of left field. Nothing is set up compared to, yeah, if you're gonna use the Last of Us comparison, we all knew Joel was a terrible person. Right?
Yes.
It's like that's the point of the first game.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone loves someone in that world. Yes.
Right. So this just seems like you're watching it and you're like, what the fuck? It's almost like you didn't even watch your own fucking movie. You just were like, you know, let's just do whatever. Or it was almost reactionary. They were reacting to the audience and how they liked the movie, and then decided, you know what, we don't even like that, so we'll do our own
Taylor
thing.
says, no, the audience doesn't know villains create trauma and must be punished.
Yeah.
Again, I just think that Todd Phillips was really upset about the type of people who liked this movie and was really set on, I'm going to make a movie that shows you people are dumb. You should never have liked the movie, right?
I think he has a thing with that in general. Like, it seems like he has a thing with like the Hollywood system. Like, I know that he was like into punk rock. He had that sort of mentality. He did music videos, then he did his edgy comedies. But even in his edgy comedies, there was like a weirdness to his sequels where it's like it felt like he didn't want to be there, or it felt like he was commenting on something else and he didn't really want to be funny. You know, I think Due Date's another example of that, where it's like right? And now he did Joker, got that out of his system. Now he's stuck in sort of that same, I assume, same rut of like, oh, I got to do a sequel that I really don't want to do. And it sort of comes out this way. It comes out like,
yeah, but you could have
vinegar,
did
you know?
so much better. You again,
Yeah.
you could have had moments where like he's on trial and they're like asking Arthur, you know, he's obviously he's on the stand and they're asking about his crimes and he's saying things or like he's admitting to things and they're like, yeah, that didn't happen, Arthur. Like, no, you didn't do that. Like, you didn't leave that door open or that window was never closed. Like, so you could see like there's doubt that maybe he wasn't even there, right? Like, you can build this whole thing where like he thinks he's there, and they're like, wait a minute, maybe he wasn't. And then he's getting doubt in himself. Am I the Joker? What's going on? You know, am I confused? No, but it's just this is just like, yeah, I'm the Joker. No, actually, I'm not the Joker. I denounce it. And
yeah,
also, now I just got stabbed.
But okay, were you confused the moment when he just decides not to be the Joker? Because it happens so quickly where you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like the I can't even fucking tell you because I'm fucking confused.
He's like, I'm not dissociative disorder. I am not the Joker. I am Arthur.
I'm just Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are saying it's the scene where, by the way, if you don't know, and this is why TJ was saying Todd Phillips is the new Zack Snyder, but Joker gets I mean, he gets raped in prison by the guards. They sexually assault him in prison. You don't see it. They cut away, but it's pretty much implied, right? I don't know what exactly they did to him, but it was something with the shower heads, probably.
They take him
or
to the
something.
showers
Do
and
you think they
They're
the
just
shark
washing
heads?
them.
A water boat from the other end. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, yeah. So after that moment, then it almost feels like, yeah, he's not the Joker anymore.
Well, because you see him when they bring him back to his cell, you see him. How
they literally
traumatized
went,
he is.
look, this is you. You like this guy? You want to be this guy? The guards raped him. We're raping you. You get it? Do you understand?
That's not
You're
him,
gonna get
though.
raped.
I mean, yeah,
The
yeah.
only difference
See?
is Snyder
I
was
might
sold
like
the
this
wig.
movie now.
Snyder was
Yeah,
sold the
it-
wig.
Again, it's just like fuck you to the fans, fuck you to anyone who liked it.
No, they don't
The
rape the
original
Joker.
Joker?
They rape Arthur because of
But
because
the-
Joker would
Maybe
would not
the mentality of the
Joker
first one that made it successful, though. To be fair,
He spreads his cheeks and he goes, "Do you want to know how I got these scars?"
Yeah. Oh my God.
Corrective rape works.
Those
Joker-
guards deserve death after that.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
Oh,
raped the Joker out
man.
of him. They're like, guys, if you're insane,
like blinded
rape
Tony.
rape is all it takes. And boom.
If I did not know about what the movie going in before, like say I was going in blind, that's the part I would assume after seeing that's when our finally snaps and shows the truth, shows more of the dangerous side of the Joker, where he
Right.
actually goes and kills his guards or something after. Like that's when he finally snaps. Like, he's the Joker.
Yeah, but the thing
Instead-
is, it's like, yeah, in that world though, it's hard to believe that he could even do that because he's so small and scrawny.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, he could have
Like
used
the
that-
minute that Joker meets the Batman, like the Batman will feel bad for
Yeah,
him. It's like,
Batman's-
dude,
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was
he'll pat him in the back, but like, dude, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
and that was the other quote from Todd Phillips that was weird when he was like, "Oh yeah, Arthur would find Batman like kind of arousing, like he's this
Yeah.
alpha male."
Alpha
It
male.
was,
Yeah, I read that.
yeah, very weird quote. Like Todd, the thing is, Todd Phillips is he's such a weird kind of guy though, because it's like
He's
because he
punk rock,
also
man, I'm telling you.
he did a documentary on is it Wayne Gacy? You know the
No,
you
Gigi
know-
Allen.
Oh, Gigi. Okay. But yeah, he so it's
I
like
prefer Gigi Dolan, but okay.
but it's like you would think he would kind of maybe portray him more like a serial killer and kind of like go
Yeah.
into it more. But
Man, I thought-
but he doesn't.
With the way he was talking in the marketing, I thought he was going to do a rope-a-dope, and it was going to end up that Joker actually is a mastermind, and this was all like a primal fear type of act where he's acting
Mm.
nimble and like, and then at the end of the thing, he'll do the slow clap.
Blinded.
Right.
In the killing joke, what was before he became the Joker? He was not seemed like to be a high IQ guy either.
No, he's supposed to. The Joker is a pathetic
Yeah.
character. That's the whole point. Is like he can
I
get
guess-
help at any point in time, but he chooses not to.
I guess
And-
the Phantom Chemicals.
It
I guess
depends
the
on which
Killing
version of the
Joke-
Joker you're talking.
Well,
guess
I mean,
isn't
the
it Batman he's a
classic
criminal
killing
mastermind?
joke, the classic killing joke story, it's pretty laid out, very clear that Joker is a pathetic character who, at every step and turn of his life, instead of actually like kind of like, you know, like actually pushing forward and like getting through bad stuff, he kind of goes, well, I'm gonna now resort to crime, even though he didn't need to, right? And then he abandons his family, and then he fucking turns into the Joker, right? He falls into the vat, and yeah, it was you know, a trick on him, and now he's just like, you know, oh, the world is terrible, and I'm gonna be a bad person. And the thing is, Batman is always trying to help him. That's why at the ending, that joke, it's like the joke is supposed to represent that Batman is always reaching out to help the Joker, but the Joker just doesn't
It's like,
care.
nope.
He doesn't trust Batman enough to even get help, and so he rejects him and he just laughs instead. Right? So it's like,
Then Batman kills him.
well, no, I don't believe that part.
That's a
but
theory.
Called the Killing
that-
Joker.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make
Killing
sense.
Joker.
I mean,
To me, it wouldn't
became
make sense
canon,
after
so
that
Killing
joke.
doesn't kill him.
The Killing Joker.
Yeah. But they should have reversed the order of things.
Mhm.
I think that would have made more sense if he renounces the Joker persona, right? And
Right.
admits that he's Arthur, takes responsibility. Then he gets raped. Then he sees, like, wait a minute, even when I take responsibility, even when I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm still getting raped in prison. And then the twist is, you've made me the Joker, right? Now I'm the Joker. Like
Exactly. That's my
Aaron's
point.
saying, like,
Yeah.
That's-
because the idea is just like, I'm the Joker, great. But you know what? Maybe I don't want to be the Joker anymore. Joker gets raped too much. I'm gonna stop being the Joker, guys.
Oh man.
Joker gets raped too much.
Well, I can't. There's no like logic. I can't find a reason why to even have that scene in there.
You know,
No, I don't.
he-
Yeah, I don't
and he just
understand it
basically-
either.
The reason why he called out the guards, right? That's the reason why he called out the guards while on TV on the trial, and the guards didn't like that. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, and then they raped.
I
the
don't like a
Joker
lot
out
of things,
him.
Aaron, but I don't resort to raping people.
Well, those guards are. But you know,
It kind
here's
of
the thing,
worked.
here's the thing.
I mean,
Batman
it
guards-
worked for like Edward Norton in American History X. They like raped the racism out of him.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, one of the guards, even though
Maybe
he
that was
doesn't
the thing.
like, he doesn't like Arthur, but it's still kind of weird
He's
that
nice
he
to
would.
him. He doesn't.
Yeah, like they did have a. I mean, it's a weird relationship, right? I wouldn't say he's like, is his buddy, right? He was obviously, malicious at some points, but he still kind of was like amused by Arthur. So it just seems a little bit weird that he would go that far to like rape him just to prove a point. It just felt weird. It was like, really? Like, why? But why rape? Why not beat him up and like kind of prove
Yeah.
like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you're
a-
not strong
right?
enough. Like I guess rape has that
Todd-
association.
I think because
to
now
it,
Todd
like-
Phillips forever is going to be asked, "Why'd you do that?"
I mean,
like in every interview,
Blind,
every
it's a
Q&A.
prison thing. It's a prison
He's going to
thing,
get
right?
asked that question forever.
Yeah, like,
I don't know. I think it's just again.
Is
there's
it
really
because
no
it's
logic.
emasculating? Is that why he chose that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious because it's like I don't
Yeah,
really
he
see
wanted
Pretty
it.
to emasculate-
emasculating.
He wanted to emasculate the Joker and all the people that identify with the Joker and their fans and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Tom
get.
Phillips. Tom Phillips.
Yeah, you
raped
get what
the
you deserve.
fans.
Raped in prison.
You probably laughed when Batgirl got canceled.
Tom
assholes.
Phillips raped the fans with this film.
Buck broken Joker.
Buck broke it.
Oh
All
no!
right, I think that's enough. The Joker,
Oh,
terrible movie. Don't
no.
go see it.
You saw it,
people-
Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Always get turned into the Joker.
All right,
Yeah,
we got
after
one
this
more
movie.
thing to talk about. It's a controversial thing.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
one more thing to talk about. Where's
Yeah.
Dalish? She said she was supposed to be on, and she said she was driving home, but now I only see her typing in YouTube chat. So either she's typing while driving, which is illegal, or she's finding a reason not to get on stream with me, being the superior chick in the frog onesie.
Oh man.
Well, it's funny because this article is actually brought up because when we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, she said we did it wrong. So I was like, well, she said she's going to come on. I'll bring this article so that way she can correct us on what we got wrong.
If she's driving and texting, I like her more. If she's committing crimes, that's based.
Oh, man.
I don't know who that is. It sounds like someone who's not allowed to be on YouTube.
It's all right.
Oh,
She
this
says, I'm
controversy.
home, Lamau.
Oh.
Why is she not here?
Well, we found that when it comes to Dalish, she gets home and then she has to like 20 minutes to like make herself pretty. So it might be a second.
Mm.
But modders clap back at God of War, quote, whitewashing mod. A mod that tries to whitewash God of War Ragnarok's Agrboda has been quickly scrubbed from the internet. They took it away. They got rid of it. First off, what do you guys think? What is your opinion on mods that change race swamp characters, remove
I mean,
the
it's a
woke elements
mod.
of a game?
It's a mod. I mean, yeah, like they removed it because they didn't want to get like, I don't know, PlayStation breathing down their neck, right? Because I'm sure PlayStation would find a way to fucking be like, oh shit, we can't have this, right? But I
But
don't
it's
know.
not
It doesn't.
PlayStation, it's a mod for PC.
No. But I mean, like, yeah, I know it's a mod, but I'm
Sony-
saying like
Sony-
Sony would try to find a way to get this mod taken down or make a big stink about it. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but don't you for Nexus Mods, for any mod site that's hosting it, they would get way more clout if they're like, look, we stood up to Sony. Sony wanted us to get rid of this, and we stood by the principle of as long as it's not illegal, we're gonna.
I mean,
we're
I
gonna
could
keep
be
it on.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure Nexus Mod has had some controversies with big publishers before. I
Probably.
just can't name it off the top of my head. But
I know Nexus Mods have had controversies with things like the Spider-Man mod where they removed
yeah,
the, gay
the
flags.
Spider-Man mod. Yes, yeah.
Again, I don't care. Like if I'm playing a game, I don't go, "Oh my god, there's gay flags. I got to go online and find a mod to remove them." Right? I just play the game. I don't
Right.
like whatever. But it's a personal experience. If somebody is like, hey, I really want to get rid of the black characters, right? I just don't like the black characters in my game, in my God of War game. I want to get rid of them. Oh, there's a mod for that? Cool, right? It doesn't hurt anyone else, right? It's not like suddenly like real black people are disappearing. Like, oh no, you modded God of War, like real black people have now disappeared. Like
these are fictional black characters.
Now,
These are
premise,
lines
Tony.
of code. This is a line of code that you're modifying in a video game. You know, like it says, like you said, it doesn't hurt anyone.
Nexus mod removed the BG3
Baldur's
mod,
Gate
too.
3. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what was that mod? What was the
Uh-oh.
I don't know, but I remember hearing something like that too. Yeah, this happens like I feel like this has been going on like the last couple of years.
again, I wouldn't care because part of the problem for me, right, is I understand the idea that Nexus mods can do whatever they want, right? It's a private mod hosting, whatever, right? Whatever they decide, it's their business, right? I get that, but at the same time, I go, yeah, you're kind of being an asshole because if the mod was to make all the characters in God of War black, that stays up, right? You're okay with that. But then you go, I made all the characters that are not black white, and you go, oh no, you can't do that. That's illegal, sir. Can't look.
Right.
These are single player games. These are for people, right? You literally allow mods that like make women naked, and you have no issue with that. You're like, oh, you want to make them naked? Cool. Oh, you want to make them white? No, that's wrong. Go back to giving them bigger titties and make them naked.
Well, I think they have. I think actually there's a certain restriction on nude characters. I think if your player character's nude, they would allow that. But I believe they were taking down mods of Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk because they made him nude, and so they were removing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So and I think there's probably some. They don't.
There's
Again,
there's got to be a reason. You know, I would say there's probably a difference, and I know people are going to be really upset when I say this, but there's probably a legal difference because it is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like there's probably some legal thing that he has in his contract with CD Projekt Red. That
not just that, he could then sue you for like defamation because that's him, right? It's like this is me clearly, right? And it's modeled after me.
I mean, the funny part is he acknowledged it and he thought it was weird they took it down, but clearly there's a legal reason that he's not aware of, right?
What was that one
with his
game
lawyers.
with Ellen Page? Was it Ellen Page or like Two Souls or something?
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a mod for that. I don't know if it was a mod or like they went into the code and like turns out like she's naked in the game. Like because there's a scene where she's in the shower and it's just like from the like neck up or something. Like you can't see anything. But they went into the game and found that like actually everything is in the game. Like all like the full fucking like it's not smooth like a Barbie doll. Like it's got fucking indents and dimples and fucking like.
Well, did you see? Did you ever hear how David Cage, the maker of that game, pitched it? Like he had a scrapbook of then for like I think it's Elliot Page now. Then Ellen Page. He had a scrapbook of like back then all these pictures of her, and he showed it to her like a weirdo.
Well, he is a weirdo, so yeah. That makes sense.
Well, here's a question: if she's now Elliot Page, right? Could they then release the unrated version of it and it'd be okay because those aren't female tits you're looking at, those are male tits you're looking at.
Well, they would have to redesign the character.
No, they wouldn't, because she always felt that she was a male, so she always was a male by the rules of transgenderism. She always
but he wasn't presenting himself back then.
Doesn't matter.
Like
He was. Are you?
No, he felt like that. He felt like that. No. You said it. He felt like that. That doesn't mean he was presenting like that.
You don't have to present. What you are is what you say you are. And if he said, if the person that we're talking about said they always were a male, then clearly those are male titties, and we get to see them. That's all I'm saying.
That would be an interesting legal debate.
I
wonder how
Elliot Page can take his shirt off now, and no one has a problem with it because he's a man. But we still know that she is a biological female. Those are biological female deflated titties, right?
Oh man.
Should I disavow now? Or
What were
I'm not
might
sure
as well.
if I
Might
should.
as well.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
I just don't know sometimes.
Yeah, this is new
Rip
territory.
LNG.
This is
So
new territory for me.
All right. The modding community is again showing its sometimes ugly side as a whitewashing God of War Ragnarok mod has been quickly stripped from the internet. While Santa Monica Studios is known for the bleached Kratos being known as the Ghost of Sparta, its side characters have helped make the franchise the success it is today. Is that really? I don't think that's the truth. Unfortunately, it seems that while God of War fans can accept a talking squirrel or decapitated head accompanying us across the 9 realms, I'm going to stop you right there, sir. A talking squirrel is literally in mythology. They didn't change it. They didn't create a talking squirrel for the game. A talking squirrel is a mythological creature in
So is the
Norse
head. Yeah.
mythology, and so is the head. Yeah, these aren't like added. They didn't change anything to get there. Having a black character is a step too far. Again, I don't think it was a black character. I think it was you got rid of the ginger lady. Back when God of War Ragnarok was released in 2022, there was a vocal minority that took issue with Agrboda as being depicted as black. It's baffling. Look at that. I think that's pretty good mod. Put some work into it. I don't like the blonde doesn't work too well, in my opinion. The black hair and the red does. It's baffling that in 2024 we're still facing issues like that. Sadly, it's come to our attention that Nexus Mods was apparently forced to pull a God of War Ragnarok that white. Forced by who? Who forced them?
sounds like
Was
the good old boys at PlayStation.
I don't think so. I think it was people online, activists, people that were going to boycott.
Really? I mean, when I feel like the news came out that it was already pulled and it was news. So
Yeah, but it would have said Sony forced them to pull it, or Santa Monica, or the God of War
Right.
staff, or like the fact that it's not saying tells me that it was just random people.
right.
There we go. There's Dalish. What do you think about this situation, Dalish? You were the ones who told me that we got it wrong. We got it wrong last time.
What were you talking about?
The God of War whitewashing mod that got pulled.
Okay, and you think that it should be up?
Yes,
Yes. Why?
because it's not hurting anybody.
It clearly is hurting people, though, like their feelings at least.
Oh wow,
Oh,
feelings
man.
hurt. Oh my goodness, that's the worst thing in the world. That's why we have a current social media epidemic. Is because everyone's concerned about their hurt fucking feelings. Except, oh my god, who cares if your feelings are hurt? Who gives a shit?
I could care about people's feelings. You don't have to care about their feelings. Nobody
Yeah,
has
nobody
to, but
cares about
clearly,
your feelings. Big fucking red pill to the entire world. No one gives a shit about your feelings.
okay, but they took it down, so clearly they do care about a community's feelings.
No, it's always going to be about money. It's always about money with people. Always
so-
about money.
Money.
Okay, if I can, I don't know if this is brave or stupid, but I'm gonna get in between the two yelling women.
Am I yelling? I didn't think I was yelling.
No, I was
Well, the
yelling.
one yelling woman.
Just
Look, I don't know who's yelling, and I'm gonna get in trouble either way. But what I'm saying is, clearly there's mods in there that hurts my feelings. They have mods that add gay flags into Spider-Man. That hurts my feelings. So should they take that down?
Okay. I don't know. If
That's
you
all
want
I'm saying.
them
Like,
to. If you
like,
hate
clearly-
gays that bad, Frog Tony, if you're
there-
that
I
homophobic,
don't. But there are people that do, and that's why they have the mods that remove the gay flags, right?
I
the
don't
people
know.
that
I
hate-
just think it's a dumb thing to add a mod just to make a character white.
Oh,
like,
I
is it really
agree.
that necessary? Was
I
just
agree
what I
100%.
thought.
I agree that it's dumb, but I also don't think it's illegal. So they should just. It doesn't hurt anybody, right? It doesn't.
Oh,
Just
but of
leave it.
course, if they're doing it for the money aspect, then why? It's okay. I mean, I don't really care if they take it down. That's my point on it. Like, I don't think it needs to be up. I don't think it needs to be down. For me, I prefer story mods. Like, Skyrim modders really went hard into modding in a way that I enjoy. This is a pathetic use of modding. That's all I feel about it. Like,
But I think that like nude mods are a pathetic use of modding. Like,
What?
Yeah.
That actually
Yeah.
takes some effort, though.
yeah, but again, what's the point? I've never saw the point. Now I'll fucking die on
I
this
think
hill, right?
he's
I've
being
never
a porn
saw the
hater.
point.
Yeah, you
It's
did you
either
have
all
that
okay
rant
or
about
none okay. When
you
it comes
you
to mods, it's either all okay or none of it is okay.
I
well,
agree with
Tony
Vince.
had
What
a
I'm saying is-
rant about mods, like these nude mods of like what sense does it make? Like,
Yeah,
because
I
it's
don't
like you can't
understand it.
jerk off with one
I
hand and play at the same
100%. I
time.
do
So it's
not
like
understand nude
Watch
mods.
me.
Okay, I think it's fine. It's fine to have. They should exist. They should be allowed to exist. I just don't get the point, right? If I'm playing fucking God of War, right, and all the side characters are naked, how does that make the game better? Like, I'm not a 12-year-old, so it's not like, oh, boobs. Ooh.
You're
If I
right.
want to see
No,
boobs, I could just see boobs, right? I could.
it
I'm
is
an
kind of
adult. I
funny
could
though
just
when
go
they
out.
they modded like Resident Evil and they have like massive titties and they're like shooting zombies. Like it's funny as
I
hell.
can see,
But
I can see it being funny, but like after 10 minutes, you're like, okay, the joke is over. Like,
yeah,
you're
the
just
joke
gonna
is
pick
over
on the kid.
afterward. Yeah.
It's like, but I've seen people that are like really fucking adamant, like they need to have them. Like, just again, maybe it's just me. I don't get it. I don't.
no, I think you're right. If you're going from that aspect, yeah, mods are unnecessary, right? Like, you don't need them. That's why it's an option to add it. But I just think whoever made this mod had clear, meany intentions. And I mean, it really doesn't fucking matter, right? But I'm just saying, I think they didn't have kind intentions. And like Mint said, who gives a fuck about anyone's feelings? But I do give a shit about people's feelings. Put the mod up. I don't care. I'm just saying I
And
care
here's
about
the other
people's,
thing.
not one specific person, just all people.
Well, here's the
Even
other thing I
people
will say.
mean to me.
They were saying that it was a minority of players, right? A small minority of players that complained about her being black, right? Which to me
Well, this
says that there would be. Hold
This
on.
happened with Dragon Age Inquisition as well. Sorry, that's all I was gonna say.
No, but what I'm saying is, if it's a small, like let's say it's 1% of the player base, right? Then you're not going to get that many people downloading it. So why does it matter? Again, why does it matter? Like, oh, 10 people downloaded this so they could have a white lady. Like, wow, look at those 10 people. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
Like, the only reason to take this down is if you go, oh shit, like 10 million people downloaded this. Like, this is clearly showing that people didn't
No.
like the black lady, and we have to hide that
Yeah.
fact, right? That's the
I mean,
only
this-
reason.
There was a lot of people who had to have downloaded this because there was a ton of outcry when that was
Yeah,
revealed
exactly.
in
Like
2 years ago. Yeah.
if it shows that, oh shit, people don't like the woke, or oh shit, people didn't appreciate the DEI, and clearly like we sold 10 million copies and 9 million people have downloaded this race swap mod, we have to hide this because this is going to show that people don't like what we did, right?
I mean,
That's
the
only
funny part
reason-
is they said they were going to do this.
Yeah.
They said this
Well,
like
the-
2 years ago. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, so-
like,
so
that's how
clearly-
obsessed they were.
Clear, I think it's a lie that it was a minority. I think it was a bigger percentage, and they got scared. Once they saw the amount of people downloading it, they got fucking scared and went, we have to get rid of this because it's going against the narrative, right?
Well, yeah, they want to save face, right?
Yeah.
I just don't think like why do the developers care if someone playing their game downloads a free mod made by somebody else who isn't a developer? Like, why would they care?
Because then they would lose their job. When Sony goes, clearly people don't like the work you did, we should get different developers.
Yeah.
If we're not thinking about it from the race perspective, like think about it from making a character you care about. Maybe you don't mind if someone makes changes to it, but I have seen artists that will get really fucking pissed if you make changes to their character. So that's also, and they have, I guess, the control, not necessarily the right to do it.
Well, it says after Nexus Mod pulled the concept without warning, it wasn't even a full mod. It was just like a concept of a mod.
Crazy.
It was later uploaded to Game Banana, but faced the same fate. Game Banana also took it down. It says Game Banana moderators reportedly said the 3D modeler's work was, quote, discrimination and, quote, trolling. A Defiant comic fan said they did it because they aren't a fan of, quote, modern Sony.
Taking this shit down is discrimination and trolling
Modern.
on their behalf. They're being a bunch of hypocrites.
The modern audience.
Like I said,
not-
I think
They're not a fan of modern Sony, but they bought the game to mod it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
They might slip it back in one day. No, I'm kidding. I don't think they can. Maybe in Skyrim, I feel like that's something.
No,
you
it'll
can
get
slip
passed
in.
around
Everyone's
somewhere.
like white anyway, though.
yeah, it'll get passed around on those back alley channels.
Yeah.
I agree, Steven. Who cares? I think that
No,
they
yeah.
should, again, if it's not illegal, if it's not promoting anything like CP or something like that, where like clearly this is like in poor taste, they should just leave it. Just leave it. Because again,
Well, they prefer their white girls, Frog Tony, the pedophiles.
I prefer my white
and
girls too.
PDF files. Sorry.
I don't know about that. I said white women.
We've
Scrub
also
from the internet.
we also established that there
Oh.
are different scenarios that don't qualify, like the Keanu Reeves thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Why can't?
Yeah,
like,
well, that would
if-
be illegal. That goes back into the illegal because of
Mhm.
the illegal, his image, owning his image, and making changes to his.
for personal use.
Well, they should make a
Yeah.
mod where they turn Keanu Reeves
That's
black.
illegal.
That'd be-
No, because you're hosting it, you're hosting it and sharing it. That's what makes it.
Oh,
illegal.
okay, gotcha.
Like if you just did it in your house and didn't share it with anybody, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's like if you take it again back to the emulation, right? If I take a tape and record a movie, that's not illegal. Now, if I give you the movie, now that has
Mhm.
become distribution, and I'm now
Yep.
committing a crime, right?
Yep.
I take everything back. Did you see someone said they have bestiality mods? They don't care about
Yeah.
the fucking animals, bro. I care about the animals more, actually.
There's
You
some
know,
pretty
if-
fucked up mods out there that are just.
If-
public.
Oh yeah.
If this game had mods that blackwashed everybody, they would
They
keep it
do.
up. They do?
Oh.
Okay. And they kept it up. But whitewashing and they take it down, that's just hypocritical.
disappointing.
You
What
should be
games-
able to do both sides. That's the freedom of choice.
Yeah.
You
Like I
right.
said, they've had mods for Spider-Man where they take all the pride flags and turn them American. They took that mod off, but the mod that turned the American flags to pride flags, they left that one up.
Oh,
That's
man.
rude.
It's crazy.
Fuck America, I guess.
So you can't really sue for discrimination or anything because of the fact that again, it is Nexus Mod. They have like all kind of like user agreements and stuff like to cover their ass. Like, hey, we can pull your mods whenever we feel like it. Blah 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 blah. Right? But they really should. I guess find another site. It's really hard. You can't even like just open a site like we said the other day. Like you can't like, hey, this is the site for all the mods that get pulled from Nexus Mods. Like. What,
Yeah.
all 12 of them? Like, I don't know. Is there going to be enough traffic to even make it like a viable option?
I mean, you never know.
surprised.
Whatever's on there, if it's some sus shit, I bet people will fucking eat it up. Unfortunately, this is the reality we live in.
Crazy. It's crazy. All right. I think that's everything we want to discuss. We got some super chats, and like I said, we read these at the end of the stream. Michael Winning says, I'm tired of poors making excuses as to why they can't afford main series Pokemon games. This goes to the emulation thing. I'm also tired of the poors. Them damn poors always complaining. Look, gaming is a hobby. It's a luxury. It's not a right. So if you can't afford something, don't play it.
I
Wait
thought
till it goes on
Pokemon
sale.
Was a right. Fuck.
All right.
The price to pay for a console in a video game is the price of entry. If you can't afford
Yeah.
that, you do not hit the gate for the price of
Look,
entry.
Look. With OnlyFans and Fansly and all those other sites, you should be able to afford this very easily, right?
There's also the back alley too. They take.
Apparently there's a back alley. You know,
I'm
do
just
like
saying.
we used to do in the old days. Find one that fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's many options. Many options.
John Wong says the problem is IP rights are not real, but a privilege enforced by the government that made the IP laws. God doesn't care if you pirate IP, yo ho.
Yeah, but we're only talking about
Okay.
the legality of it.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, there's really nothing is a right. God, there's no single thing that is a right naturally, right? So if you want to go by that, we should just go around murdering each other and stealing and committing all sorts of horrendous.
Just sounds-
As a
Oh my god, are
society,
you going off about how you think pirating is like a serious crime again?
I don't think it's a serious crime. I just think it is a crime.
It is a
Oh
crime.
my god.
You wouldn't download a
Frog
car.
Yeah,
I
you would
wish
download
I
it.
could.
The FBI made all those ads in front of like those DVDs.
FBI warning.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the FBI warning.
It's like what was it, like 200,000 to get caught? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, again, I just think that these are luxury items. They're not necessities. Again, I can 100% get behind the fact that I'm poor. I can't afford food. I need to go to the store and steal it. Right? I can't get behind the fact, oh man, I'm poor and I really need that new Pokemon game because I can't afford
Well,
Yeah, just play Power World.
you can steal that.
I mean,
No,
the
I
new
really
Pokemon
need to
game was
illegally.
But you can
I
steal
really
that
need to
Pokemon
illegally
game and then sell
download
it
that
yourself,
NES
and you-
game.
You can steal that Pokemon game to sell yourself, and then you may have enough.
I mean,
money.
No, but
well,
people
okay.
are like,
Hold
Let me
on.
just
Wait.
waste $1,000 on The Sims 4 real quick because
I
that
mean-
makes logical fucking sense.
No, just
Hold
don't
on.
play it.
Wait. There may be a moral case for stealing the latest Pokemon game because it is dog shit and broken. So I mean, like,
That's not a moral case.
Yeah, why would you steal something that's broken? Like,
Again,
I mean, because I don't want to pay money for it because it's
well,
broken.
that's you don't want to pay money for it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't pay money for it. That's a you. That's a you. Like I don't want to do something.
I'm
I don't
arguing
want to
on
pay money
behalf
for
of-
anything,
of-
but I do all the time. I don't want to pay. Should I just stop paying
Of all
rent?
the
Pays
people who
$100
spend-
to be a fucking fraud.
Yeah,
You didn't have to pay that $100, Frog Tony, but you did.
I
Oh
did
man.
because
You did.
I don't believe in piracy. I've
Mhm.
go back to the beginning of this channel. I've always been against piracy. People have always given me shit about emulation and retro gaming and preserving and blah. I just
You haven't
can't-
pirated.
I can't
like,
afford. The most valuable. Little Samson is a really really expensive NES game that I've never played, and I will never emulate it because I can't afford it. I can't buy it, so why would I emulate it? Also, after like 10 minutes, I probably would stop playing it anyway because it's an old NES game.
Based.
All right, last one. Malik says he didn't want to do this movie along with Joaquin, just like Wachowski's with The Matrix Resurrection. So everyone does believe he sabotaged it. I think that Todd Phillips is. If he gets away with this, then that was the heist of the century, right? He's going to go down in history as the greatest
Yeah.
thief.
yeah,
He is.
JJ
actually
ain't
the
done with
Joker.
DC yet, so be careful.
Oh yeah, why are they still making that Superman movie? Oh my
the
god.
J.J. Abrams are still doing that.
Yes.
Really?
It seems like every
Got like
year
a
they
$500
confirm
million
it's still happening.
paycheck and nothing to show for it so far. I think actually the
Yeah.
Batman animated. Never mind.
Yeah, but they sold
Well-
that off too to Amazon, so it's like
They sold the Superman thing for Amazon.
no.
Yeah,
Batman.
we'll get into that on Saturday when we discuss those kind of things. But we're done now. We've grifted everything we had to grift, guys. We
Yeah,
went
no
through all the
quartering.
articles. No, that's not.
The
we-
quartering's been on some weird fucking time recently.
All right,
Fuck.
maybe this is a good time to reiterate what we do here. What we do here is talk about the things that the other grifters are mad at. We grift
Oh.
on the things that the other people are grifting out of.
I'm
That's-
sorry, I'm misinformed. Sorry.
Yeah. Now that we know, now that we're all brought up to speed and the show is ending, Mint, where can we find you?
I do them daily movie reviews every single day, daily, youtube.com/ASU Presents, and a quick website for all my links, including my spicy links, you can find at autisticboobs.com. That's where you can find me.
So there you go, guys. Follow Mint. Check out Autistic Boobs. Better than cross-eyed boobs, I can tell you that much. Blinded, where can we find you? What are you up to these days?
I've been busy. I want to post a video, but like my videos are like an hour long and they take like months to edit. And
So
then
you're
they
not
get
doing
no
anything?
views. Nah, I'm not doing
You're
anything.
just about shitting on the
I'm
Joker,
just
that's
selling
all.
feet pics behind the back alley.
You gotta afford those new Pokemon games. I can
He's
appreciate it.
bootlegging
I
the
ain't
Joker
affording
2
no
already.
fucking Pokemon games. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pirate that shit.
You know, Blind is bootlegging Joker 2.
I do
Pirating
not.
Joker 2
I
and
do
selling
not.
it.
I didn't
do
pirate Joker 2. I pirated Borderlands though. I will admit
All
that.
right. Aaron, where can we find you?
Oh,
What are you up to these days?
You can find me on my channel, Aaron Will Order. You can search it up. Last two streams I did was actually about the Joker.
Yeah,
No.
I was on those streams. Hey,
No,
Give me
that's
some
2 out of the
credit.
last 3 streams were about the Joker. Sunday stream was not about the Joker. That was actually about the Penguin. But 2 of the last 3 streams were about the Joker. I'll probably do another stream on the Joker this week. It's just,
oh man, yeah, we
it's
got to
like-
milk this cow. We got to milk this cow.
yeah.
Yeah. We will.
Yeah.
We will make this count. Go check out Aaron World Order. Little Movie Perp. What are you up to these days?
I'm surviving hurricanes. I'm surviving Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Check out my.
Oh, no.
I'm probably gonna do
Is
a
that-
stream
it's
of
not
that
good,
tomorrow. You'll be surprised. I'm gonna talk about it
Oh,
tomorrow.
really?
A bunch, along with a bunch of other weird Halloween horror films. I'll be doing that all month.
Nice.
No. And Dalish, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Dirty Dalish or on Twitter at Dalish Tokes. We're gonna do a pizza eating contest, by the way. Me,
I'm gonna win.
Mint,
I'm winning.
Mint is definitely gonna win. I don't know. Katie could have it in the bag too. I'm most likely gonna lose, but get excited. We might have John judging us. I don't know.
Or Shane Davis. Yeah.
Or Shane Davis. Woo. Okay, get me off the screen. Get me off the screen.
Yeah, so you can find Dirty Dalish. Also, she didn't mention it, but every Saturday or almost every Saturday, she'll be here on the channel on Gabby with Geeks. She also does stuff on her own channel, and she also has a spicy site. I don't know why she doesn't promote it more. I know you guys like the spicy content. Apparently,
Yeah, you
Mint
can
and
see me and
Dalish
Mint on her site.
together without the frog onesies.
Oh yes,
One day with the frog onesies, maybe.
that'd be fun.
That'd be a weird video. But anyway, pizza contest. We got mint salad. We got Dirty Dalish. We got Katie did. I'm going to be eating just for moral support. I'm not in the contest, but the winner is going to get $100. And guys,
One whole Benjamin. Yeah.
AKA Mint.
I'm going to add an extra little stipulation just for you guys because I appreciate these guys doing it on my channel. Okay, I'm gonna throw $50 in for anyone who throws up. Okay, so even if you throw up and lose, but because you pushed yourself to the limit, I'll throw you $50, just like that.
What if I throw up and win? Do I get 150?
Then you get 150.
Oh, cool.
Good
Well, you
thing
can't
this is a
unless-
Valentine movie.
You can't win if you throw up. 'cause you would be
No. What if
disqualified.
I all 8 slices?
Well,
and
it's
then
after
5
the
minutes
5
later
minutes.
Throw up.
After the 5 minutes, if you throw up, then I'll give you the 50.
All right.
So there
Just
it
wanted
is.
to clarify.
We want to make sure that these ladies have motivation because I know it'd be like, well, I'm not going to win, so I'll just give up. So they have motivation now to try to win, to go for it. So 150 on the table. There it is. Guys, the 19th is going to be wild. I'm trying to convince these ladies to cut some wrestling style promos on each other. We're going to see how we can get that to work. Dalish is confused because I haven't asked her yet. I've asked Katie and Mint. But now
Wait, what day is it on? The 19th? Okay,
Yeah.
that's next Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. So not
Now,
this
that gives you
Saturday,
guys
but
1
next
week.
Saturday.
They got a whole week to prepare.
Yeah, do your
And then-
walkie style of trading.
Finbar is going to eat 5 whole pizzas and sleep. Like I said, I'm going to eat pizza along with them. We might get John Malin. We might get Shane Davis. We might get some other people here for moral support. I'm trying to convince the rest of the ladies of Comics Cake to get in on this, but we'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be messy. Last time, Dalish was eating some Big Macs, and they got all over the place. So who knows what these wild and crazy ladies are going to be up to? And I hear at least one of them will be wearing a bikini. So, guys, make sure you tune in for that. All right. Thank you guys for watching The Grift. Remember, support this show, not Vito, whatever the hell he's doing right now. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.
Come on, baby, let's do the grift.
Come on,